problems with this game comes from the unpredictability of crashes. Now you may say, well, shouldn't that be the bulk of the problems that the game crashes randomly at any time? Maybe, but, you know, just if you make safety saves, it should be okay. From a casual standpoint, not from a speedrunning standpoint, but from a casual standpoint, it's not the worst thing in the world because you're encouraged to save frequently in Sierra games anyway. But the casual player doing this game won't, you know, be pulling their hair out over, you know, making a couple extra saves. There are some places where I'm seeing that they're happening more frequently than others, I'll say that. As far as like being able to accurately predict when a crash is going to happen, no, definitely not. But I know the screens that crashes tend to happen on, if that makes sense. Like here's an inventory glitch, so sometimes you get a glitch like this. And you can't act unless you look at an object in your inventory. Yeah, I mean, also keep in mind, I only started, like, looking into this game a week ago, so, like, there's a lot yet to be discovered. What I'm noticing as far as, like, the patterns goes, half the crashes are happening in Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 when you arrive back in the Isle of the Crow. A lot of crashes haven't happened there. A crash that I've gotten more than twice is when you leave the courtyard in Beast Island after you get the White Rose. There's a crash that seems to happen there too. Other than that, I can't even remember where another crash like that even happened. It happened 3 times in Isle of the Crown and like 3 times on Beast. In those spots. So if I make a safety save right after I get the White Rose, make a save after that. Like, it might be faster to just quit to the title screen, restore the game, and keep going from there, rather than having to wait for, like, the frames to load. That could take God knows how long. Like, I happened to escape that frame trap early in Beast Island, but I'm chalking that up to, like, luck. Because that could have taken as long as it took. Remember last night how long it took in the Isle of the Crown? That took forever. That seriously took like 10 minutes. So, like, the fact that I got out of the Beast thing, that's, you know, it was just whatever. It was luck. It was probably because it was less to render on the screen. Because on that screen in the Isle of the Crown on the pier, they had to add all the ocean waves had to be animated. You know, the wind blowing in the trees had to be animated. With the scene inside Beast Castle, most of it is stationary, so it took less time for, you know, the game to stop choking on its dick. Obviously, there's the infamous crash that no one can avoid at the end of Chapter 3, right before the last cutscene. But the only solution to that is a specially made patch that you have to load. Like, think about that for a second. If that was the only problem with the game, everything else was smooth, the controls were great, the story was interesting, the puzzles were awesome, the soundtrack was, you know, A++. Everything was great about the game, but that one thing, after Chapter 3, the game always crashes and you have to load a patch. Just for that one reason alone, it would stop so many people from playing this. And they would call it a shitty game, an unfinished game, a stupid game, you know? Because of that one thing. And there are people who are like that. There are people who are like, no, it's not worth playing because it crashes at the end of, you know, fucking Chapter 3 every time. You have to, like, download a separate executable, fuck this, you know? Not gonna waste their time. But combine that with all the other problems with this game. And you can see why it was, like, got negative reviews, negative reception about it. It's got like a cult following and people who like really like it, but other than that, you know, most people tend to shit on this. Here we go. Everyone's favorite puzzle. Here we go. Last time it took us a little over 10 minutes. It was like 10 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll see how long this takes us. I'd be curious to see what time we start this puzzle. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the clock so I can see like what time. Alright. 2:19:16 is when we started. Let's go. Alright. Let's do this shit.
Yes, Balinese. You'll keep going.
Yeah. I rushed that. I don't know why I rushed that. I shouldn't have.